What's going on, guys? Frank Rich from MASSTHETIC, and in today's video, we're going to talk about arm training. I'm going to provide you my 5 key tips that you can immediately implement into your training to help you accelerate your arm growth. Now, no matter what your training goal is, whether it's training for strength, whether it's training for cutting or dieting down, or whether you're training specifically for hypertrophy and building muscle mass, prioritizing your arms and building big, strong biceps and triceps is going to play a crucial element in your training. So let's talk about if you're training for strength. Obviously, you want to have strong biceps and triceps because you don't want those muscles giving out in your pulling exercises or in your pressing exercises. And if you're training to lean down or training to build muscle, obviously having big, well-defined and strong biceps and triceps can really add to your physique and enhance the aesthetic look and kind of create that superhero look to your body. So no matter where you're at within your training, prioritizing your arm training and building big, strong, lean, muscular biceps and triceps is a crucial element to building or reaching your ultimate goal. Now, let's talk about these tips and how you can implement them immediately and accelerate your growth, build bigger, stronger biceps and triceps, and just a better, well-defined physique. Now, the first tip that you want to do in building bigger, stronger, leaner arms is going to be to prioritize isolation exercises. And I know this goes against a lot of what is being taught these days, that all you need to really build up your arms is heavy compound movements. But let's think about it. In a compound exercise, you're having multiple joints moving. So if you're training back through pulling or rowing exercises, obviously your biceps are going to get a little bit of work, but the better that you can get at performing those exercises for back, for lats, the less amount of work that your arms are going to get. Same thing with triceps. If you're focusing only on your pressing movements through your shoulders and through your chest, obviously the better they can get at performing those exercises for those main priority muscles, the least amount of work or the less work that your triceps are going to get. So the first tip in building big, strong, impressive arms, biceps, and triceps is going to be to focus on and prioritize your isolation movements. Now, obviously, this is going to make sure that we can stabilize the joint or stabilize the surrounding muscles that are doing the work and focus solely on moving the load through the biceps or through the triceps. So tip number 1, focus and prioritize isolation exercises. Now, the second tip coincides with that because it's going to want to make sure that you're working the muscle through its entire range of motion or through its complete contractile range. And obviously, we know one exercise is not going to be able to work the entire range of the muscle. So it's going to take a complement of exercise. So 2 to 3 exercises combined together to fully work the muscle through its entire contractile range. Now, with a bicep, that's going to be something that's working it in the shortened position, something that's working it in the lengthened position, and something that's working it through the mid-range. So 2 to 3 exercises. And this is, like I said, this is why this complements the first tip in working it through isolation exercise, because doing only compound movements, you're really only working the secondary or the biceps and triceps through more of a mid-range, really where you're strong. So you want to get where it's weak, where it's fully contracted, and you also want to work it where it's fully lengthened. So tip number 2 is to work the muscles, biceps and triceps, through their complete contractile range or through the entire range of motion. Now, the third tip to drastically improving your arm size or the look and feel and growth of your arms is to prioritize triceps. Now, obviously, when we look at ourselves in the mirror, the muscles we see first are going to be the ones that are in front of us. So that's going to be our biceps. So many people focus only on building up their biceps because they're easy to see, they're easy to feel because they're looking right at you when you look at yourself in the mirror. But your triceps make up roughly 2/3 or 60 to 65% of the mass in your upper arm. So if you can add half an inch to just your triceps, think of what that's going to do to the entire look and feel of your arm. So tip number 3 to building a big, strong, impressive set of arms is to focus on and prioritize your triceps because, like I said, they're taking up or they make up 2/3 of the upper arm mass. Now, the fourth tip is going to be to train them first. And here's what I mean. If you have a workout program where you're training chest and biceps or back and biceps, obviously the smaller muscle is going to get worked through the larger training. So if you really want to bring up, and this is a weakness for you, focus on doing your biceps first. So spend 15, 20 minutes at the beginning of your workout working on your weak points. Now, obviously, if you're somebody out there and you already have a great set of biceps, this wouldn't be ideal because building an aesthetic or building a MASSTHETIC physique is all about making everything kind of flow and mesh well together. We don't want our biceps 25 inches and our chest 48 inches. It wouldn't make sense. It'd look for an odd looking or make an odd looking physique. But if you truly have a weakness in your arms and your biceps or triceps, prioritize them at the beginning of your workout 15, 20 minutes, and then focus on your strengths later on. Obviously, we know when we go into our training, we're gonna have the most energy, the most ability to produce output right at the beginning. So this is why we wanna focus and prioritize those at the beginning of our workouts. So the fifth and final tip to building an impressive, strong, bigger set of arms is going to be to train them frequently. And when I say frequently, I mean 2 days in a row. You know, this is probably going against what a lot of we've been told or heard in the past, where you need to wait 48 or 72 hours before you train a muscle. But there's 3 unique things that you get by training a muscle twice within a 24-hour window. A, you improve or you extend out the muscle protein synthesis response. So we know when we train, depending on where we're at within our level, our training level, we have 24 to 48 hours where we're in that muscle building process post-training. So if we can hit that muscle again within the first 24 hours, we actually extend that process out for an additional 12 to 24 hours. The second thing is we're going to improve our muscle responsiveness, or our ability to feel or know that muscle is working. So think about the time you hit a muscle really, really hard. The next day you're just more aware of it. I'm sure it's happened with legs when we go to sit, or in arms or shoulders when we go to reach and pick something. So we have the ability to feel that muscle or respond to it much better. And then the third thing is going to be the enhanced feedback. So actually what's going on inside that muscle, that mind to muscle, or that neuromuscular response that we're getting. So if you really want to bring up your arms, train them frequently, and when I mean frequently, I mean 2 days in a row. Now obviously you need to make sure that you prioritize all the rest of your training around this, because you can't do this with every single muscle. But I found it very effective with myself and many of my other clients in the past of training their biceps and triceps 2 days in a row. So to recap, guys, we want to bring up our arms, we want to build a nice big set of biceps and triceps. There's 5 tips that we can implement right now to improve our training, to up our gains, to just build a bigger, stronger set of arms. Tip number 1 is going to be to focus on isolation movements. Get that muscle working by itself, specifically through its full contractile range. So that's tip number 2, is working it through the entire contractile range. Tip number 3 to building big, strong, impressive set of arms is going to be to focus on the triceps. This is kind of a lost one out there. And remember, guys, it's making up 2/3 or roughly 60 to 65% of your upper arm mass. Tip number 4 is going to be train it first. So if we're bringing up a weakness, we want to train that muscle at the beginning of our workouts when we're freshest and when we have the most ability to produce output. And then tip number 5, guys, is neuromuscular frequency training. We're training the muscle 2 days in a row. That's it, guys. Implement these tips right away. Change nothing else about what you're doing, and I guarantee you're going to see growth, you're going to see gains, and you're going to start to get the attention that you're seeking with your arms. That's it, guys. I really appreciate you tuning in. If you found value in this video, make sure to hit this thumbs up button below. Give us a like, guys. And also, if you know somebody that can find value in this, share it with them, guys. We're really trying to grow and spread this muscle intelligence channel. So appreciate you guys sharing that with anybody you think that can find value. Also, I got a free gift I want to give you guys today. I've written a free guide. It's all about neuromuscular frequency training and how you need to implement it into your training right now to expand or to blow up your arms. And it comes with 3 free workouts, a biceps, triceps, and a complete arms workout, roughly about 10 to 15 minutes. So this would be something that you do at the beginning of your training. So if you want this free guide, if you want these free workouts, hit the link in the description box right there, that first link, www.masstheticmuscle.com/bigarms. Enter your email address, I'll send a report over to you guys right away. But other than that, guys, I really appreciate you tuning in. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notifications tab so you're notified every time a new video is released. But I really appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll talk to you soon.